Welcome to All About the Joy, the podcast. I am Carmen Lisette Suarez, and I am so happy to be back. This is the first time in a long time that I am not doing a video as I'm actually recording audio. And it kind of feels good. Now that I have my live streaming show, that's every Thursday evening at 6 p.m. Pacific time on most every platform, I kind of feel really comfortable just getting back to the audio version of my podcast, but we'll see how it goes. There is the visual component that some people like to watch, and I totally get that. And goodness knows I love a camera or a stage or both. So, but I just wanted to acknowledge that because it does change the way in which I prepare for my podcast. So on the live stream, we talked about a lot of different things. A couple of the things was like subscriptions and this global verification situation that I wish we would just get to, and just quite a few different subjects. And it was great because let me say I had a wonderful week. I had an amazing week. And I want to give a shout out to the people that I work with who are efficient and brilliant and follow through. And you know what? When things are going so well, we kind of forget to acknowledge people who are just amazingly brilliant. And I noticed it so much this week because I realized that there are people that I work with that do not follow through and that do not, they're not people I can count on, and I wanted to just kind of shift my focus and be like, you know what? There are like 6 people I work with on a regular basis who are on point. There is nothing that falls through the cracks ever, 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 ever. And we have such a great working relationship. And I just want to give a shout out to them and say thank you. I appreciate you and enjoy working with you. And, let this be a little notification to those of you who may be listening to this. Give a shout out to the people doing the great jobs this week. Try to remember people who do all the things you ask them to do and maybe accidentally start taking it for granted. Because let me tell you, when you come across people who don't do things that you need them to do, no matter how much you prepare and fix and help them, it's really devastating. At least to me it is. So again, I wanted to, acknowledge the live stream. Please come and visit us on Thursday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific. That will be the last time I bring that up in this post, because what I want to talk about is Oprah being wrong. I know that is so odd, right? But I was thinking about this the other day, people, especially when I was younger, would come up to me and say, oh my God, Carmen, you're so adventurous. You take chances. I could never do this or do that. It would just depend on what, they were looking at, or, if they read my book, or if they were looking at my skydiving video, or if they knew parts of my past. People kind of, not purposely and not in any rude way, but people tend to kind of glorify the hard luck stories or whatever. And I think we all do that, right? Because we like to believe in the triumph of a human being or whatever. But I have always pushed back on it because I secretly have always known that out of desperation, everyone will take a leap of faith, right? If you only had one choice and that was to leap, you're going to leap. And I write about this today in my blog post, but I wanted to talk about it a little bit because I feel like the reason why a lot of people don't leap is because they don't actually see the opportunity in front of them. So I'm going to go back to talking about Oprah being wrong. Oprah used to always say this thing. She used to say that she believed luck is preparation meeting opportunity. And I remember when I was younger and I first heard that, I would get so angry and like scream at the television set because I'd be like, dude, the opportunity is the luck, right? It's like you're using one word and you're just switching it, but it's the same thing. I mean, you can be as prepared as you want to be, and you could be prepared to the nines, but if opportunity doesn't come your way, it doesn't matter, right? So opportunity in that statement is luck. that is the luck we're all looking for. And it hit me the other day not the other day, I think it was yesterday, that the problem isn't that some of us are lucky and some of us are not lucky. The problem is that some of us cannot see luck, or we cannot see opportunity when it presents itself. And I think when you look at it that way, when you kind of just pare it down, I don't know if the universe is consistently and always giving, kind of these open door possibilities so that we can walk through them, right? Because people always use that phrase, when one door closes, another opens or whatever. But I do know that when you can do certain things in your life, and I'm just talking about myself, because when people look at my past or they think I've made all these amazing accomplishments, I think to myself, like, yeah, I was just walking in my own journey and doing what I had to do. And then I started to realize there are some things that I do on a regular basis that allow me to see opportunity even when there really isn't one there. And then I realized, maybe we do have the ability to create our own opportunity and our own luck. And I really did a full-on thought process on, as a kid, some of the scenarios I found myself in. And I started thinking about how I walked myself through that. So I came up with some ideas that I think might help other people, because here's the part I love about this. You can actually learn to see opportunities, or AKA luck, if you keep doing these things that I always do. And the better you get at it, the more consistent you are about doing these things, you end up seeing more possibility, opportunity, luck that you can take a leap in, And here's the thing. Let's be honest. The other reason why I don't like that phrase is because not everyone who is quote unquote lucky or who gets an opportunity is prepared, right? We all know people. We can name celebrities right now who it just seemed like, right place, right time, right? There are those people who work really, really hard and, have a skill set or whatever. And, they do all the hustle and they meet the right people and they network and they know somebody who knows somebody else. Yes, those things happen. But there are also people who just happen to be in the right place at the right time, and somebody says something and voila, there they are doing something magnificent, something that they never dreamed of. And so I started thinking about how many times those things happen to me. And I have to tell you, 9 times out of 10, I don't think any of those moments happened where I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. I mean, maybe, but it never felt that way. It never felt like I didn't work really, really hard to just try to get to the next step, right? So here's just quickly the 3 things I came up with that I know that I still do today that help me create opportunity, quote unquote luck, for myself. Here's one of them. No matter what the circumstance is, always try to see the positive side of it, the bright side of it, the silver lining, if you will, right? It's one of the reasons why I call my podcast and my live stream and the media part of my company all about the joy. Because I live in that. I have lived in that my entire life. I have lived in the idea that no matter what was happening to me, if I could look at the positive side of it, if I could look at just the morsel of joy, or whatever you want to call it, because I don't know if it was always joy, because I'm thinking about like my mother's death, which was probably the most traumatic thing that happened to me as a kid. If I could see the positivity in it, then I could get through it. And here's the thing, I do that every day in my life. Every single day, I am in conflict. I have issues with situations, whether it's driving, at work, or with a loved one, or whoever. And I always try to first see what the positive side of this could possibly be, and then I act. If you could start doing that every day, just trying to see the positive things in life, I am telling you, you're going to change the trajectory of opportunity and luck showing up for you, because you'll be able to see it, right? When you can see the light in something, that becomes opportunity. God, this is such a deep podcast today. I'm very proud of myself, but I don't know if I'm making any sense, but I hope I am. The second one is nothing ever comes from just thinking about luck or opportunity, right? And I'm using luck and opportunity interchangeably, right? Because again, it's about being able to see opportunity. It's not necessarily something that's just thrown in your face. So thinking about it, like thinking about winning the lottery. This is a great example. It's a simple one. Thinking about winning the lottery is not going to get you any closer to actually winning the lottery unless you actually go and buy a ticket. Do you actually have a chance? Now, I am not advocating for anyone to, get involved in the lottery. I'm just saying that's a great example, right? Me thinking about it and dreaming about it and, oh, wow, if I won the lottery, but I've never bought a lottery ticket, then it's never going to happen, right? So if you can actually, dream a little bit, think a little bit, but remember that it's all in the doing, right? Opportunity, AKA luck, being able to see it, being able to create it. Even this whole idea of being in the right place at the right time, all of that has more to do with being, right? And doing. I spoke to my friend Ash this weekend and we were talking about men. Of course we were. And I was talking about men, and we talked about me getting back out there and meeting, people, whatever, because I'm single. And as we all do, we all want to have a beautiful relationship, right? At least I do. I shouldn't say most of us, but so a part of me is at that place where things are coming together in my life. Things are feeling better, even though there's a lot of new and a lot of eggshelly stuff. I just feel really good about where I am in the world. And I was like, it'd be nice to meet a really cool, awesome, hot guy. and my friend Ash said, you have to be able to put yourself in those places. Like, you work all the time. You're always busy. But you don't put yourself out in situations where you could actually meet people. And I was like, that's very, very true. So I can dream about it all I want. I can keep watching Stargate SG-1 and being in love with Richard Dean Anderson from, I think he was in his 50s then. I think he was in his 40s or 50s when he did that show. But I can keep dreaming about, but that's not going to help me find or be in a position to meet someone who might be compatible with me so that I could have that quote unquote luck or opportunity to take a shot and be like, hey, do you want to have dinner? Right? So that's kind of the same thing too. It's like thinking about something all the time and dreaming about it feels good. Makes us, kind of think things through. And I think there is a big component to doing that. So I'm not against it. But remember, nothing comes of just thinking about things. You have to do something in order to move forward in that part of your journey. Okay. And the last thing, this one's a little bit harder, but I really think it is because I thought about this so much. Humility. Humility is lacking on so many levels of our society today, but I really just want to focus on this idea of opportunity and possibility and luck showing up for us. The reason why I was always able to see opportunity in front of me or create my own luck when I was a kid and even today is because I practice a sense of humility. What I mean by that is I'm not always telling people how great I am. Oh my God, I would never say that. I never tell people, oh, I am A, B, C, and D, and I'm great at A, B, C, and D. I never, ever talk in those tones. I will say, well, I have done this, and so therefore I may be able to help you with A, B, C, and D. But having that nuance of understanding that people who might be able to offer you an opportunity or might be able to provide that AKA luck don't want you to come across to them as you knowing more than they do, or being pompous, or being conceited, or being accidentally condescending. When you are consistently always talking about how great you are putting people down accidentally, or putting people off-putting them. No one wants to be around people who think they are superior, right? We want to be with our equals. We want to be with people that we can mesh with. So if you can start to practice a bit of humility and realize that it's always better to do your work and let other people sing your praises, that's also going to allow for people to come to you and offer you opportunity, AKA luck. It's also going to allow you to start seeing opportunity and luck better. And I think that's kind of the last thing I want to talk about. This idea that the universe works in such a way that only random people like Beyonce, maybe, or Rihanna, or I don't know, Harry Styles, or I'm clearly only naming musicians. I don't know why, but that only these people get lucky and get to follow their dreams. I don't know how the universe works, but I don't think that I don't know. I don't even know what I'm about to say, but I don't think that's how it works. And again, we're only seeing one piece of these people's lives, right? We don't know the entire story because we're all very complex and beautifully intricate human beings. So, we may think that, so-and-so is happy and blissful and in complete joy, but, maybe not. Just as we might have moments of joy and sadness as well. So my point is I think we all get opportunity and luck. We just need to be able to see it. That is actually what I believe is happening. We don't see opportunity and luck, and we don't see that we can also create it, that it's not always right place, right time. Sometimes it's about being able to notice the silver lining in a bad situation and then pursuing that part of the journey instead of the negative side of it. Does that make sense? And then remember, it's not that you have to work hard. It's that you have to work smart and that you actually have to be doing something toward your goal. So I didn't mean to make this such a deep and, I don't know if it's philosophical by any means, but I wanted to share that because it really hit me yesterday when I started writing it. And I was like, I do not believe that luck is when opportunity and preparedness meets. I do not believe that at all. And I've never believed it and I couldn't verbalize it. And I love Oprah with all my heart. Props to Miss Oprah. And also I believe a philosopher also said this. I don't know if it's a he or she actually, but the Roman philosopher Seneca said, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. So, hear him, look at how bold I think I am that I can go against a Roman philosopher and Miss Oprah Winfrey, but I'm feeling very positive about this. And it's something I've believed since I first heard it. We need to be open to the possibility that we are not able to see luck when it's right in front of us. And luck equals opportunity. So think about it. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you go to allaboutthejoy.com, you can contact me there. I'm still working on my websites, but it is up and you'll be able to check it out and get in touch with me if you want. And also I'm on all social media. So reach out to me. I'd love to hear what you think. And yes, you can also go check out my blog because it's also on this. And yeah, Have a great one. And as always, I'm so glad you stopped by. Thanks for stopping by. All About the Joy. Be better and stay beautiful, folks. Have a sweet day.